G'day guys and welcome to this business management lesson. In today's lesson we're looking at Key Knowledge Point 215. That is Unit 2, Area of Study 1 and the fifth Key Knowledge Point for this area of study. Today specifically we're looking at the need for policies and procedures to achieve compliance with legal requirements and establish business routines. Well, when it comes to the matter of legal compliance, we're essentially talking about what the law does and does not permit a business to do, and making sure that your business is operating within those legal requirements. Certainly, some legal requirements will describe things that your business has to do, like pay taxes. Other legal requirements for your business will include things that your business must not do, like improperly dispose of your waste. Pollution is outlawed. Within certain parameters, you're not allowed to dump rubbish into local waterways and rivers, for example. You're not allowed to mix your landfill waste into recycling bins, is another example of something that would be prohibited. Essentially, laws that impact what a business can do can come in all shapes and sizes. They can have all different requirements for your business, but generally speaking, some of the common themes are worker safety through occupational health and safety laws, the prevention of exploitation of labor or the environment due to employee or labor protection laws and environmental protection laws, fair trading and competition, and we'll talk more about that in a second, and certainly maintaining customer rights. When it comes to legal compliance, one of the reasons that it's so important that you are legally compliant is that the failure to comply with legislation will attract penalties. Commonly, failure to comply with legal requirements will mean that the penalty that you are dealing with is the implementation of fines. And if you're paying money to pay off fines, that's money that you're not collecting as profit. And so reducing the amount of profit you make is a direct barrier to the achievement of that business objective. In other cases, if you've really gone quite wrong and broken the law with regards to negligence or something that would attract criminal prosecution, you might even end up facing some prison time as a consequence for legal non-compliance. And if you're in prison, it's going to be very hard to run your business, and that too would be a barrier to the achievement of your business objectives. Now, when it comes to policies, these are documents that are written in your business that identify your business's legal requirements and make a statement to describe how your business will be complying with the legal obligations that your business has. An example of a policy that would be present in almost every business is a privacy policy. There are a number of laws around what businesses must and must not do with customer and employee data. Certainly for employees, you're going to have them fill out a contract when they start working with you, and you'll probably collect a lot of personal information from them, like their telephone number, their address, you'll have their bank details on hand. And if those details got into the wrong hands, your employees could have their identities stolen or could be subject to attempts at fraud. So it's really important that you're protecting their data, and also customers who give you any personal data. It is a legal requirement that you are taking every step possible to protect their data also. And certainly in these days where it's less likely you're writing that data into a hard copy book, but you're probably keeping it in spreadsheets or on databases that are connected to the internet, there are all manner of considerations that you need to think through about how you're going to protect that information. Well, this is where privacy policies and privacy statements come in. Most businesses will have a privacy policy that identifies that businesses have a legal requirement to protect that information and will outline the general steps that the business will be taking to ensure that that data is kept secure. Certainly, in most cases, you'll be able to find that policy or that statement on the business's website, because any business that is collecting customer data will want to make their statement of acknowledging their requirements to keep that data secure, will want to promote the fact that they are keeping data secure to their customers. Now, when it comes to how to actually implement the steps necessary to keep data secure, that would be written in a procedure. If a policy is a brief and broad statement about identifying and committing to complying with legal requirements. Procedures are the steps that, when followed, will allow employees to act in a way that will maintain legal compliance. So if you've got a privacy policy that describes that you won't sell customer data and you will prevent people with unauthorized access from having access, you might have a procedure that requires your employees to change their passwords once every couple of months. You might have procedures about preventing your employees from taking home workplace laptops to restrict the chances that someone outside the business could access company hardware. You might have procedures that outline that staff communications, they can't send emails with customer data in them. They can only transfer customer data on controlled hardware like USBs or CDs that are then, they stay within the business, things like that. If you have a policy, let's say you run a restaurant and you have a policy that identifies the requirements to maintain a clean environment, the policy might outline who in what their roles are responsible for cleanliness. Those people in those roles might write procedures such as the floors in the bathroom are going to be mopped twice a day, and outline which staff are going to be responsible for mopping. By ensuring that the employees are mopping on a regular schedule and following that procedure, we can be sure that we are meeting the legal requirements identified in the policy. Ultimately, this isn't very specific. For every legal requirement a business can possibly have, it's quite possible that this will have been addressed in our policy, and any steps taken to control employee or stakeholder activity to ensure that's in line with the legal with the legal issues identified in the policies is a procedure. In summary, for this key knowledge point, laws dictate what individuals in businesses must and must not do. Policies broadly outline a business's legal obligations and make a commitment to comply with those legal obligations. Procedures, on the other hand, are specific instructions for practical tasks that, when followed, ensure that all activities undertaken by individuals within the business are contributing towards that legal compliance. It's really important that businesses are intentional when developing thorough policies and procedures, because legal compliance is so important. And having intentional, well-written policies and procedures will ensure that at all times your business is maintaining its legal compliance. That's all for today. See you next time.